Hi everyone, welcome to LovegLew Creations, where we create and design for your inspiration. I'm Felicia. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's wreath. All right everyone, so we have something really cool today to do, and I'm really excited about it. It's something that's trending right now, and I thought I would, try my own creation on it, my own design on it. So first we're going to start with this beautiful stack of drums, and it's a tier drum package. So there's 4 drums all together. They have like a felt covering on them, really pretty. They had different styles and colors at Craftex. Y'all know I like to do Craftex, but majority of everything that we're going to use today came from Walmart. So, but these were from Craftex. So I'm only going to use one, and I'm going to use this middle one right here. And the rest of these I'm going to use probably in a wreath or some other spectacular design. So, but definitely got a real good package deal on these from Craftex. Our big focal point today though is this really pretty styrofoam Santa that came from Walmart. And they have them in red, white, and green. They even have nutcrackers. So this is what they had currently available at the Walmart that I went to. So we're going to use this one to create, and we're going to create him on top of this drum, and that's going to be he's going to be standing up. So this will be pretty to use in by your fireplace or by your Christmas tree or somewhere on your table, or even on your, like I have a bar corner back there. I would be really pretty there. So I'm excited to design our styrofoam Santa, and he's made complete of styrofoam. It's a red styrofoam. He's really light, so which is perfect. Some people use them in wreaths as well. We're going to use several picks. These picks came from Walmart, so I'm really excited to use these picks. We're going to use some really pretty poinsettias. So I wanted to bring out the gold and the red from the Santa and the drum. So we're going to use some really pretty red and white picks, and just some sprays, some fern sprays as well. All right, and then I have this beautiful ribbon. Now this came from Craftex also. I got this on sale at Craftex, but I love the fact that it's got an iridescent kind of look. It's red and green if you, move it a certain way. So it goes perfect with our design today for our Santa centerpiece. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I moved it over here because I felt like maybe Santa was blending in with my shirt. So look, he's invisible. Wait, there he goes. He's invisible. Now you can see him. All right, so wrong shirt today. Probably should have wore a green one, right? All right, so there you go. There's our Santa. He looks really cool, and we're gonna make him look really pretty after this. All right, really quick, one more ingredient. So I found these really cute green and gold icicles, also at Craftex on sale. So I thought they would blend really well with our drum also. So we're just going to combine red, green, and gold into this whole design. All right, so I just want to make sure y'all saw this. Now remember, we may not use all of our ingredients that I have, but from a designer's perspective, we pick what we feel would go great with our design, and then we fill it and go and keep going until we feel like we've had enough, or certain things don't go, or it's too full, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and design. Okay, so first we want to start with getting our drum, our base, ready to apply our Santa. So I'm going to use a round piece of foam board, and I got this from Walmart, and I'm going to glue it onto the very center edge of our base, and I'm going to also glue on a piece of round styrofoam board right in the front. Okay, this is how we're going to embellish and put all of our attachments on, and all of our sprays and so forth. But I wanted to show you also that this is kind of what I used to cut this, but I used a smaller version of this, and all I did was just cut a piece of it off, so that way I can get this kind of rounded edge or piece. Okay, so that's going to go perfect as we start attaching our sprays. So this is going to be, we're going to attach our sprays, and we're going to attach sprays around here as well to kind of fan out from the bottom of the dome of the drum as well. But I wanted to show you all, if you can't find a drum or you can't find something like this, you know what you could always use, and I went to Hobby Lobby, and you could use a cute little cookie box, something like this. And Hobby Lobby has these. and they're, like I said, 50% off. This is really cute. You put cookies in here or whatever. I like the round bases as well. I like using the round boxes for, I make cakes for Christmas. So I've used those as nice gift wrappers. You can use them for cookies and so forth, but you can place the Santa on something like this as well and use this as your base. So you could use and be creative in any kind of way. If you can't find this kind of base, which you probably, if you're not getting it from Craft Text or whatever, you can be creative and try different bases as well. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue on our foam board on our base. Give it enough glue so it can stick really, really well. Let's get another glue stick in there. All right. The great thing about foam boards is they have all those little spongy holes, so the glue's going inside. It's definitely going to be good to stick onto our surface. All right, we want it right on the edge because we want to make sure we have enough room. Right on the edge. So we want to make sure we have enough room for our front piece as well. All right, hold it down just a little bit, give it some time to absorb. All right, so now we're going to add, it's nice and stuck. We're going to add our front piece just like that onto the front. So I'm just going to glue it right up in there, right on the edge. Not too much, because this one hangs off a little bit. I don't want the glue to drip down onto the drum, into the felt pieces. It's going to be a little difficult to get off if it does. So there we go. Give it just enough room to hang off the front. All right, see how that is? All right. Okay. All right. All right, let's keep going. All right, so next we want to go ahead and add our Santa to our base. All right, and we're going to glue the styrofoam, place the glue on the styrofoam, and get them centered as good as we can get them. And go ahead and start gluing. And these are his feet. This is not the back. This is not his butt, as my grandkids call it, the booty butt. So we're going to make sure his feet face the front because this is where we're going to embellish the front of this design. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue styrofoam. Add as much as we possibly can to make sure that he is on there really, really good. And again, the great thing about styrofoam is it has all these spongy holes. So it's gonna sink in really good and settle in great. Let's get another glue stick. Get enough on there to make sure he sticks on there permanently. No room to move and fall off. There we go. All right, Santa, here we go. We want to get him as close to the front as possible. As centered as possible. All right, there we go. So he's on there really good. Just hold him down. This is styrofoam, which is perfect to use for a design because it's light and it's going to stick to anything. So styrofoam on styrofoam, I think we got a really good connection. All right. Okay. Make sure we don't have anything. And I'm going to vacuum him off too when we get done. So we won't see any of this once it's all said and done. All right, I think we're ready. All right, so first we're going to start with our picks. Again, this pick came from Walmart. And I always say this, but when you buy a pick, you can always see that there are more picks in it than just one pick. Or you could have used this for one particular design as well and used the whole entire thing. But we just want to use pieces because we're going to use the picks to place into our styrofoam piece here. So it's got this floral tape around it. And so we're just going to cut that floral tape off so we can get a good start. Usually I just pull it down to get that out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is a good one too. Just cut that one. Oops. All right. There. So, got our flat pieces, and we're just going to stick them in to our styrofoam. All right, so what I've already done was I've already applied some of our picks on one side. I'm going to duplicate it on this side as well. So what I took was 2 flopped pieces of the picks that I already cut. I used this really pretty red, you can't really see it, it's red and silvery, like kind of sparkly piece of pick as well. And I'm going to also add this white piece, so they'll be in there just like this. All right, so here's how we add them. Just take some glue, put it on our pick. All right, and place it gently into our styrofoam. And we'll place the other piece as well. And usually I say we don't want to glue until we get it in there, so let's go ahead and do that first. Make sure we get it in there where we want it. Trying to make sure that y'all can see it from this angle. All right, and then we're going to add our red berry piece right in the center of those two. Just like that. And then the white piece kind of just goes right on the side, almost center of the red berries, just like that. And once you glue it, it'll all fit. And see how it fans out just like that on the end of our Santa? All right, can y'all see that? All right, and then we'll put something really pretty in the center. Most likely it's going to be a poinsettia. I think that'll be really pretty right there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get these glued in, and we'll be right back. All right, so next we're going to add our center of our piece at the bottom. All right, so what I want to do is this particular ornament has a clip on it, so I just stretched it out a little bit. I'm just going to glue that, and that's what's going to go inside. Can you see it? Oops. There you go. That's what's going to go inside the styrofoam piece. All right, so we'll just put some glue on it and just make sure it's covered really well. And just stick it right in there, right in the center. Get in there really well. There we go. So I think that helps to bring out the gold in our base. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I want to cover the styrofoam all the way around our Santa. So what I want to do, I'm going to take these beautiful, this beautiful green pick with the green red berries on it, and I'm going to cut them down into smaller picks, and I'm just going to fill it up with these picks and make it look like he's standing in a wreath, pretty much. All right, so let's go ahead, and I have one already cut. I'm going to cut it smaller and put some glue on it. All right, and we're going to start filling all the way around him. And this also hides the styrofoam, so you won't be able to see the styrofoam piece around him. So we're just gonna go up and down, and alternate all the way through, all the way around. So we'll do a couple more. So we'll do bottom top rather. Glue it on to the bottom. Like that. And keep going. So, and we'll do the top, bottom top, bottom top, bottom top, all the way around, and we'll fill them up. Okay, so I did my up and down, top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom. So one thing I want to add is to avoid having so many white spots, you could have used green styrofoam. And I couldn't find that, so I used white. So now I have to really cover up any white styrofoam that I see peeking through my greenery. So what I'm going to do is, so what I did was I filled in any white spots that I saw, and I'm gonna also fill this in right here. I'm gonna make this fuller. So it looks like he just stepped into his wreath, right? Stepped into his little green forest, right? So I'm going to continue to fill in any white spots that I see. But one thing I also did was, just to make it all uniform, I cut some of the greenery that was just, you know, hanging too far down. It wasn't even, because we want it to be more bushy and more grassy, you know, like a fluffy grass for him. So just cut anything, kind of make it even across. And either way, it's still gonna be pretty. It's still gonna just be bushy for him. So you want him to step into like a wreath bush, okay? All right, so I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna fill in any spots where I see white foam, but for a white styrofoam, for any of you who use green, perfect. You won't be able to see it, so for me, I have to really fill in these white spots. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and we'll be right back. All right, so another thing that I'm doing is I'm filling in the front of our design, and I'm using the same picks, and I'm just filling it in so you can't see anything, and it has a full coverage of around the poinsettia, and I'm going to put some at the bottom of the poinsettia as well. I'm going to make these very short, but the reason why is because I want to cover up this white styrofoam. So it'll be very short pieces underneath, so it doesn't cover up the beauty of our drum or the beauty of whatever base that you're using, okay? So, so let me show you what I'm doing right now. So I got a couple in here already. And so I'm gonna add a couple pieces into the front. Apply the glue. Go ahead and get those added into our styrofoam, just like that. And if it's too tall, we're gonna cut it because I want them to be even. So we don't want them to be too tall. We want them to be even all the way around and spread perfectly around the front. And then we're gonna add the same to the bottom. So I'm gonna cut some more picks from our multi-layered pick here. There's a lot of picks in here. Again, these came from Walmart. So, and Walmart has a great variety of Christmas items. You guys, don't discount Walmart. They're awesome. They finally, I think they figured out that there's a lot of wreath makers or a lot of crafters, what I call creatives, that make beautiful things from their store. And that's pretty cool. So we're gonna add more to the bottom. We're just gonna fan it out because our Santa has walked into this beautiful spray of wreath, and we want it to fan through the front as well. Even though we have some flocked sprays, we have the beautiful poinsettia, the white to help bring it out. We're gonna flock it at the bottom, but I'm gonna cut it too because we still don't wanna cover up the beauty of our drum or your base, whatever that base is, okay? So it doesn't have, it can be, if you find a drum, awesome, but you can find anything for your Santa to stand on. It could be a black and white bottom, it could be a black and white base, it could be a red and white base. There's so many options, you guys, so don't discount the fact that if you can't find this, find something. If you find your Santa, Walmart has it, find your base at Hobby Lobby. There you go, all right? So I'm gonna keep filling in the bottom and then we'll be right back. All right, so I added some of my picks to the bottom, the same picks that I added around my Santa. I'm gonna cut these down a little bit. Again, we just want it to be bushy. We don't want it to be like flowy, just bushy, like he walked and stepped into a wreath or some beautiful forest of beautiful picks. So what I wanna do too, because I don't want, like I said, I do not wanna cover up the beauty of our base. So I'm just going to cut these down all right, because all I needed to do was cover up the white. Had I used green foam or green styrofoam, I wouldn't have this problem. All right, so keep that in mind. So no matter what you use from a styrofoam standpoint, you just want to make sure that you are covering up any white that you see if you use white styrofoam, you guys. So there we go. All right, you can still see the base. I can cut it down a little bit more. We want it to be bushy, not flowy, you know? So there we go. There's there. All right, there we go. So now the entire bottom is surrounded, and let's look at our back of our Santa. Looks great. Looks good. I love that. All right, so we are not done. I still want to add something special to his shoulder. All right, so now that our glue is settled on the shoulder of our Santa, let's see if you can see it. Okay, so we want to add a bow, and it's not gonna be a big bow. So I'm using a 2.5 ribbon size, and I could have used a 1.5, but you know, I love the fact that this is the iridescent kind of color, so it turns red, it turns green, it has the gold in it, which is exactly what our total design is, red and green and gold. All right, so we're going to, you know, and of course, you know me, I have to use my bow maker. I have this also listed below in my description. So we're gonna do about a 6-inch tail, and we're gonna do 6-inch loops as well. And we only need 1 loop per side. All right, so keep that in mind. Because there's not a lot of, we don't have a lot of area to work with, so we don't need a lot of ribbon. We just want it to stand out and add that beautiful addition to our design. So 6-inch loops and a 6-inch tail, and that's all we need. All right, so I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna go ahead and attach this. Okay, all right, beautiful. And we'll be right back. All right, so now that I have my 6-inch loops and my tails, I want to go ahead and seal it off with my tie, my zip tie. All right, so because it's going to go on just like this. All right, it's going to go in, fit in just like this, and we'll fluff it out, and he's going to sit there like that for him. All right, so got that done, and I want to make sure that we hide our zip tie. So we're going to go ahead and cut off the excess, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to use some of the excess ribbon to make sure we hide the zip tie. And y'all know that I like to take it, cut it, fold it, very thin so we can wrap it around our bow. And usually I make a bigger bow, but this one we just need a small bow specifically for this. But also what I want to do, in order for me to attach my ribbon to my Santa, oops, I want to add a floral pin. This floral pin right here, you'll see it? This floral pin is what's going to go inside our foam through with our ribbon, okay? So we're going to go ahead and attach our floral pin inside of that piece that I just tied around the middle of the bow. secure it as tight as you possibly can. All right, and then we're going to put the bow here into our foam. All right, so, but I want to add some glue. All right, but I want to cut these pieces here. So we're going to cut these. Get those excesses away. And go ahead and apply our bow to our Santa. But I want to add some glue just to make sure that it's nice and secure. We're going to add it to the ends of our floral pins, just to give it that extra security as we stick it through, to make sure it sticks in. All right, so perfect. And I want to go ahead and dovetail the ends of our tails. All right, so then we have the beautiful bow that accents every piece of red, gold, and green into our piece. All right, so how beautiful is that? So now what we're going to do is we want to bring in what's at the bottom of our piece onto the top. All right, so I'm going to cut some more flocked pieces and go ahead and add them around, but I also want to add a poinsettia. So I'm going to add that and then flock pieces, and you know what? We're almost done. But this is going to be really pretty. So let me go ahead and fluff this out a little bit more. How pretty is that? Just to add that extra special. Because Mr. Santa is full red, right? But we want to make sure that we bring out some other colors within. And that's the whole part of our design, is to soften the red in our Santa. So as you can see, we have the piece of styrofoam here, but we're going to cover up some of this glue that dripped down a little bit. So that'll be covered up with our sprays and with our poinsettia. So I want to go ahead and add that next. All right, so I'm going to add that poinsettia about right there. We're going to glue this piece of pin. So it's like a chip clip, right? So what I want to do is I want to push this out a little bit with my we have some pliers. Do we have pliers? Okay, let's just pull it out a little bit and put some glue. Let's back it up a little bit. Put some glue on this piece and stick it through the styrofoam almost in the center of the bow, which kind of gives it that special glam, pizzazz that we need to just set everything off with the bow. And then we're going to continue to add our picks. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to add as much glue as I possibly can to this piece, because that chip clip is going to be how we'll stick it in to the styrofoam. All right, so so stick it right in there. How perfect is that? So pretty. So pretty. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and continue to add some of our flock pieces around our Santa to kind of pull from the bottom to the top of the same decor that we're using. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. right, I'm gonna continue to do that and we'll be right back. All right, so I'm adding and I'm filling the gaps here with behind our Santa. So I'm gonna embellish him with more flocked picks. So just to bring in what's at the bottom to the top, I'm gonna also use my my cute little berry sprays, and I'm gonna fill that in as well. But I have a gap right here in the front of his bow, and you can see some of the styrofoam. So I'm gonna add this pine cone. It's gonna fit perfectly well in there. I think it's beautiful, but I love how my poinsettia is there and it just pops at the top as well as pops at the bottom. So it's kind of bringing in everything from the bottom to the top, right? So it's so beautiful, and I love how this iridescent bow is just really, really bringing in both colors, tying them all in together. It's so beautiful. I can't believe this was a specialty ribbon at Craftex, and I bought it because I loved how it was so iridescent, and guess what? It's working perfectly with the design. So I'm gonna pop in my pine cone there, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish pulling in everything from the bottom to the top with all of my picks from the bottom to the top. And that's it, and we'll be done. So let me finish doing that, and you're gonna see the finished product. Okay, so I got my embellishments where I need them. How pretty is that? Everything's tying in from the bottom to the top. But you know what? I wanted to bring these into my design, so I thought I could add one here and one here opposite, and then add one here on the end. Can you see that? I think that would be really, really pretty. Just turn it a little bit so you can see it. Let's turn it some more. How pretty is that? So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these in, and I think that's gonna really set it off. So we have brought in the green from my base, my green and gold, and I think we're good. I think this is beautiful, you guys. What do you think, subscribers? Yay. Okay, so let me go ahead and add those and we'll come back. All right, so now I want to clean off my Santa, and I have this really cute handheld mini vacuum. Hold it for a few seconds and then just vacuum off your design. How cute is that, right? So we're getting rid of all the glitter off of our Santa. Anything that's like glittery and in the way. And just make sure that we clean them up to the best of our ability. We turn them around and get rid of all of the glue and glitter off of his clothes, off of his booty butt. Get them all cleaned up. And I use this a lot for my designs, and I'll add this to my description at the bottom so y'all can order this as well. It came from Amazon. But how cute is this little thing? And you just charge it up, and you can use it for your desk. You can use it for your typewriter, your keyboard. A typewriter. Typewriter, y'all. Okay, that's old school. I'm old. I have grandbabies. Yes, I'm old. I don't look old, but I'm old. Okay. All right, so there you go. He is ready to go. He's so cute. And you know what? I love him. All right, everyone. We finally finished our creation. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna hold him to the side because I don't want Mr. Santa to blend in with my shirt. I want you to be able to see him. How cute is that? I tried to make sure that I brought in the colors of the base into our embellishments at the base of our Santa, and then bring in some beautiful colors from and wrap everything with our ribbon and our embellishments all throughout. So I tried to make sure I'm gonna vacuum him off best way I could, because there's a lot of glitter, a lot of glue. And if you see some glue hanging down, just go ahead and pull that off. Those strings are part of the glue process. But anyway, here he is. So, all right, subscribers, send me your compliments, send me your comments, anything you want to say about this guy. I really appreciate everything you have to say. I take in every comment that you have. And thank you so much for your support. I really, really love to hear what you have to say about my designs. It really matters to me. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much, you guys, for wreathing with me.